Hey guys, welcome back to Technologic. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Aftershock Lunar Z14 ultralight laptop. This laptop weighs just over 1 kilogram and has an RTX 3050 inside it. Can it game? Continue watching to find out. Let's go. First, let's take a look at the specs of the Lunar Z14. For the processor, we have an Intel i7-11370H CPU with 4 cores and 8 threads. This CPU has the same silicon as an i7-1185G7 but has been overclocked to have higher power limits and clock speeds. For the GPU, you can either get the integrated Iris Xe graphics or choose an RTX 3050 for more performance. Surprisingly, choosing the RTX 3050 does not increase the weight of the laptop significantly. Next, it also has 16GB of 3200MHz DDR4 RAM, but you can upgrade it to 32GB if you need to. Next, let's take a look at the design of the Lunar Z14. First of all, this is one of the thinnest laptops I have seen with an RTX 3050 GPU. It has a thickness of just 15mm and weighs 1.05 kilograms. It is also made of a smooth magnesium alloy, making it feel premium. For how thin the laptop is, it has relatively low amounts of keyboard and deck flex, which is great. Next, the lid can be opened easily with one finger and the hinge is sturdy. Moving on, let's look at the display. The display on this 14-inch laptop is quite impressive with a resolution of 2880 by 1800. The display does have an aspect ratio of 16 by 10, so it takes up most of the real estate and therefore has a high screen to body ratio. The resolution is actually really high for such a small screen, so battery life might be affected. It also has a 90Hz refresh rate, which makes the UI feel much smoother. I don't usually see high refresh rate panels in ultralight laptops, so having one is a nice bonus. Adding on, it also covers 100% of the sRGB color space, making it a good option for photo and video editing. Next, the keyboard is a nice tactile keyboard and feels great to type on. The trackpad takes up most of the available space and is smooth and responsive. It has a keyboard layout that is quite similar to the Asus Ultrabook I reviewed earlier, and that is a good thing. Speaking of similarity, this laptop is very similar to the Asus ZenBook 14 Ultralight, but has much more powerful components and a much better screen. When comparing the price, it is obvious that the Lunar Z14 has much greater value for money. The ZenBook with an i7-1165G7 with integrated graphics costs about the same as the Lunar Z14 with RTX 3050 graphics. Next, let's look at the port selection on the Lunar Z14. On the left, there is a Type-C port that is not Thunderbolt, a USB-A port, a full-sized SD card reader, and a mic and headphone combo jack. On the right, there is a Thunderbolt 4 port, a HDMI port, and a USB-A port. The port selection on this laptop is very wide and allows for further expansion via the Thunderbolt 4 port. Next, let's look at the games and benchmarks. First, we have Valorant. At all high settings, I could consistently get 110 to 120 Hz without VSync, but I could see lots of screen tearing. With VSync turned on, I got a smooth 90 Hz gameplay at the monitor's refresh rate and it never dipped below 90. Next, we have Fortnite. I set everything to medium and got an FPS of about 70 to 80. While almost saturating the screen's refresh rate, the game was definitely playable. Finally, we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And yes, I got it for free on Epic Games. I set it to the medium preset and ran the benchmark. I got a final average FPS of 37, which isn't great, but is fine for a AAA title on such a thin laptop. The RTX 3050 is not that powerful to run games like this at high resolution, so you might want to play at lower resolutions such as 1080p. For the benchmarks, I ran the Cinebench R20 single and multi-core tests. For the single core, I got an impressive score of 575 and a decent multi-thread score of 2584. For Cinebench, the CPU hit a maximum temperature of 90 degrees Celsius. While it is really hot, this is a worst case scenario and temperatures did not go past 80 when gaming. While the Lunar Z14 is definitely not a full-fledged gaming laptop, it sure can do some light gaming. It does have lots of other features too, such as a large battery for long battery life and a 20 decibel mode where I could not even hear the fans. Overall, I would say that the Lunar Z14 is a great ultralight laptop and is priced competitively. If you need a laptop just to game a lot, you should get gaming laptops like the Forge 15S, which has better specs for a lower price, but the Lunar Z14 is a great option for those who need the ultra portability and still want to do some light gaming on the go. With that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!